For my Excel project, I did a hospital billing system. So here at our main screen, we have three options available: our office staff, daily cash, and hospital aging. All these form buttons were created using different macros. So first off, if we click on our office staff, it takes us to our staff screen, which shows our 5 different employees, and then it has these different buttons at the top that were created using macros. So if we click on these buttons, it will single out the staff member and show just their information for that one person. And this will be used for evaluation purposes, so the employee could not see the productivity of a fellow employee or other confidential information that the manager might not want the employee to see. So you can go through and it will change to the different employees' single information. And then when you're done, you can click show all and it'll show all the employees again. The following columns have drop-down menus. This first one is our area column, which shows the insurance being worked on by each employee. So we have commercial, might be denial management, traditional, Medicaid, and we have all these other options that you can choose from. Then we have another drop-down column as our comments, which would allow the manager to choose a reason when the employee is away from the job or leaves early that might affect their productivity. We can drop down and click they might be at an appointment, might be a holiday, or all these other reasons that we have that you can select. And then we have additional comments column that allows the manager to type in comments related to this comments column that will further explain why the employee wasn't at work that day. So if we scroll back over here, we have the hours that the employee worked that week, the weekly total productivity, which is a if error and a VLOOKUP function. The function looks at the area column of data to determine the number of claims that should be worked and populates the weekly total productivity column by multiplying the number of claims times 5 days to see what productivity is expected of them. And the if error function will return a blank cell if the insurance type in this area column is not found in the list of insurances on the Sheet 2 tab, which I have hidden just to make it look a little better and cleaner. So if we go over here, you can see our Sheet 2 tab, which just shows our legend for the formulas that were used. So I'll hide that again just to make it look better. And then we go over and the employee, so this is what their productivity would be based on that information. And then the employee, we can go over here and enter in how many claims they actually worked during the week, and our total accounts column will sum that up. And then you can scroll over and we have our expected column, which is an if error formula, which shows how much they were expected to work based on their productivity and the hours worked that week. So this first employee was expected to work 225, and based on what information they entered here, they only worked 117. So we have our variance column, which uses the if error function, subtracts what they actually worked minus what was expected of them, and it gives us a red cell if it was less than what was expected and how much they were off by, and it gives us a green cell if they worked more claims than they were supposed to, and it tells us how many more they worked. And then we have our monthly total, which sums up how much they worked for that month. So then we can go down here and then we have how many weeks they worked, and then their total, which just sums up all the weeks they worked. So then if we click on this main menu tab, it's just another macro. It takes us back to this main menu screen. And next we can look at the daily cash of the hospital. So we have the different hospitals that they might have, and then we have the different patient account numbers, how much they owe, the posting date, and then the discharge date, and then the age of these two dates using an if function that shows the difference between the discharge date and the posting date, and it puts them in a bucket of how many days their payment was. So it uses a formula to calculate the aging of payments received using an if function to put the days in the correct aging bucket. And then we have our post pay in this column. So if we want to, we can put all this information and click this form button, which is an aging pivot table, and we can manipulate our data to determine hospital A, and then we have our total, our number, and then how many were in the 0 to 30 day bucket, our 31 to 90 day bucket, 91 to 180 bucket, and 181 days plus, and it gives us our total, and it just kind of shows us which hospitals receive their payments the quickest. And then we can go back and view our hospital data. So once we're back at our hospital data again, if you don't want to look at it once you're done with the pivot table, we can click our form button to take us back to the main menu to look at our last button, which is our hospital aging, which takes us right to the pivot table that I just showed. So it just is a quicker way to get there that shows the different aging buckets of when the hospital might receive the payments that the patients are charged. So you can click on this, that'll take you back to this, or our main menu that will take us back to our main hospital screen. Thank you.